Today's adventure brings me to Durham, North Carolina, where I am looking at a bull, Major the Bull, here in downtown. As the recording of this is Thursday, April 13th, 2023. There are the soothing sounds of a train going by in the distance. I am here for two reasons: to do filming locations of Bull Durham, 1988 baseball classic, if you will, and also go to my first AAA farm team of the Tampa Bay Rays, the Durham Bulls, who Bull Durham, the baseball team, is based on. It's kind of complex. Well, it's not really that complex. Starring Kevin Costner, Tim Robbins, Susan Sarandon. I am excited to be here, and I'm inviting you. Ooh, can't even see me. There we go. Inviting you and this bull to join me. Shall you? I don't know if I've ever started a video in front of a bull before. I might have. This was placed here back in 2004, so the movie came out in '88. This bull was not around yet, but I'm going to find some stuff around town that was, and I'm also going to venture onto the outskirts of town for another spot. Now, there are a few other stadiums that are an hour or two away that I will not be going to that were used in the film. I'm not going to hit each and every spot. Oh, I thought you're like hypnotizing me there, bull. But I am going to hit a few key moments and then go enjoy the game at the new stadium. The nickname for this town is Bull City. It's a little bit of a correlation, but also was known for its tobacco back in the day, which might ring a bell. Bull Durham brand. So you got the Durham Bulls, but then you got the tobacco, Bull Durham, and then you got the film, Bull Durham. Used to cost 5 cents. I'm gonna head over to Raleigh first, about 30 minutes away, and then come back and do all the other spots. But there's one spot I want to get on the outskirts of town over in Raleigh, and then I'll come back to Durham. All right, made it over to Raleigh, about a 30-minute commute from where I just was, at Mitch's Tavern. I believe in the film it was called Mitch's Bar, and there was a little bit of an altercation around back where it nuked through the baseball through the window. Evidently, I think inside, well, first I'm going to walk around the back. You see, Mitch's Tavern was established in the same year I was born, 1974. And they filmed the interiors in there as well. I'm going to walk around the back and see if I can see where the almost fight took place. It wasn't really a fight. It was just the baseball being thrown through the window. So I'm walking around the back alley here to what will be the back side of the tavern of the bar. And okay, definitely it was on a set or in a different location, because in reality the back of the bar is back here, and this really looks nothing. I mean, it does look like an alley, but it looks nothing like it did in the film. In fact, there would have been completely level here, and I was reading some stuff online that stated the reason they did not use this around the back is because it was not level enough and enough distance to throw the baseball. With Tim Robbins would have been over there launching the baseball at Costner. It would have gone through the window, which hypothetically would have been right over there. Now you'll see there are some balconies up there at Mitch's Tavern. Of course, there's a movie called Mitch's Bar. To get up to the top of the bar, you have to go up the staircase. And once you start walking up the staircase, you get into kind of just an old tiny vibe of, you know, this place has been around for a long time, and it worked out that the owner, Mitch, was at the bar, and he discussed some of the stuff with here, talk about when he was here, when they were filming it, and showed me the, you know, some of the items, the booth that Kevin Costner was sitting in, then walked over to Sarandon and the clown, that was the baseball clown, real famous baseball clown in the movie, that we're sitting at, and it still kind of looks the same, obviously, besides the back alley. And they have a movie poster, a signed jersey, and the reproduction of the window that nuked through the baseball through around the back, which was somewhere else.
Hillsborough Street. Walk signs on the cross Hillsborough Street.
Here's a great old photo from back in the late 80s when they were filming out front. They had all the trucks out front. You can still see it's the same Mitch's Tavern sign and balconies and everything. Back then to this day, it still looks the same out front. And now heading back over into Durham, where the rest of the spots and the game will take place. Arrived now at Mangum Street. This road is one way. But this house here was home to Annie, the character of Annie, played by Susan Sarandon. It also just kind of hit me that, you know, Kevin Costner, who is a big baseball fan, done a lot of baseball movies. Field of Dreams, his wife, also the character's name was Annie. So two love interests in two of Kevin Costner's baseball movies were Annie. Now the house was a different color. I believe it was like a white or a beige. And they've really done a lot of work to it. The car that just passed me is going really fast. Also known as the Manning House. I have reading some stuff online that a lot of locals call it the Bull Durham House. But there's a sign out front saying the Manning House, located at 911 North Mangum Street. And I don't know if it's a Airbnb or if it's a private residence. I'm just going to assume that it's a private residence. I don't want to go. Oh my gosh, there is a porch swing up there. There is a porch swing, just like in the film, where Kevin Costner is sitting on the porch over on the side. And of course, at the beginning, Susan Sarandon walks out of the house, cuts across the lawn. She's doing the whole voiceover, narrating exactly what the movie's kind of going to be about and how she's going to take farm team, you know, take the Bulls farm team, and she always will pick one player that she will court, to put it loosely. Also, in the movie, there was a sidewalk here that kind of cut across the lawn. It was right about here that Sarandon walked across. In fact, you could see this very tree in the frame when she cuts across the lawn this way. And the credits are kind of rolling and she's coming across, talking about how she likes to get the guys in the room and read poetry to them. You'll find out later how they cannot escape the poetry session. Now I can see a placard up here on the porch, but couldn't find any info if I'm allowed to walk up there. I don't want to walk up on someone's property. Obviously there's a car in the garage over there. Could just be there's a historical name of the house out front, but I was also reading something online that the house looks completely different. The interiors were filmed in there, and the only thing that's left of screen used is the tub, where they had they got to know each other a little better towards the end of the film in the tub. But supposedly that tub is still somewhere in that house, so whoever lives here is utilizing the Costner-Sarandon tub on a semi-regular basis. Also, I thought it was appropriate to wear this t-shirt. I am wearing an appropriate t-shirt. This is a quote from the movie. I'm going to see the Durham Bulls. The Durham Bulls, this is a quote from the movie. The team, Tampa Bay Rays, AAA, or you know, their farm team, embraced the film, which is pretty cool because I love the Rays. We're on a pretty good win streak right now. In fact, I'm listening to the game as I'm recording this. It's in the 7th or 8th inning, and they are winning at the moment. If they win today, it will be 13 wins in a row. As the recording of this, Rays, farm team, Bull Durham. I love movies, baseball, I love the Rays. Kind of all works out. And it's just me walking down the sidewalk doing a little lollygagging. A bunch of lollygaggers. As another train goes by in the distance, you can faintly hear it. Corner of West Corporation and Morris. There's also a grand reveal facing the opposite way, where Annie was walking down this direction on this very sidewalk. In fact, the stairs, these concrete stairs, are still here. There was a home up here, there was a house that is now gone, but she followed this route, walking, and the end of her little spiel talking about baseball kind of ended as she walked into the stadium, which is where the now Durham Bulls used to play. Well, the Durham Bulls then used to play too. And it was a grand reveal. The stadium lights were on. The place was full of people. Right over there. The old stadium still stands. So here's what it looks like in the film. Here's where she walks past that staircase that I just showed. As shown there. And then probably was on a dolly of some sort, panning this way. And past that store. And it was painted green then, but you can see fire hydrant still there. I think they replaced the fire hydrant and repainted it as well. But the windows and door still look the same. The fire hydrant has a cone next to it. And that's where she said says bad trades are a part of baseball. Walks past that building and then the reveal off in the distance of the stadium. It is really fascinating how there used to be a house up here. So when you watch that back, there was a house there and there was like a fence here that kind of blocked this little berm from going over into that driveway. And there were two doors. There were two doors on the side of this building that have been now cinder blocked over. All right, I'm gonna walk over to the stadium. This is just really cool. This is like kind of etched in my head, that whole beginning sequence. Also, I was noticing too, haven't pinpointed it yet, but it seems like this is where also she was walking up the side here. I think there's even a frame later in the film, the beginning and near the end, where the characters are walking up this side from that way looking up. I believe it is. It's kind of tough to tell though, because there's not a lot of buildings that have this brick formation and have the really steep hill incline like this. And when she walks around this corner here, looks similar to this, but I think this building back here is completely new too. That looks nothing like it did in the film. If this is even the spot, I'm just going off of a guess. There's the best corresponding angle. I'm not confident on it, but yeah, it could be. Following her path over to the Durham Athletic Park. In fact, it has the D there on the side, the Durham Bulls D. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get in, but it looks pretty open to kind of zoom in and maybe get some of the angles I need to get. And how cool is that they left that up on there like that? That is awesome. All right, this is awesome. She walks right past this little winding staircase that goes up to the top of the tower where the painting is. And I'm gonna shift this way. And then she walks right through there, the grand reveal of the players and the field and the crowd. Yeah, even though I can't get around and walk in there, that is the angle. Pretty iconic. As shown here, so look over, there's a snack bar there. There she is walking, and there's that staircase right there, and then she goes in, turns into the field. And as I make my way closer this direction, to kind of peek in from this angle of the field, it's about 3:52, 3:53 p.m. The Rays just won their 13th game in a row. 4 straight sweeps in a row. I think that's a franchise record to start the season. 13 games in a row. Amazing. Now most of the advertisements, or all the advertisements in the outfield are gone now, but where the hit the bull win a steak was in far right field, which would have been right over there. In fact, the buildings behind them look exactly the same, but it would have been like one of the farthest things over in right over there. Also kind of peeking through the fence here on the third base line, there's the home dugout. Looks to be about the same, including the very unique boxes, the rectangle boxes that are there. It's been repainted. I don't think it was brown then, but that's the dugout there. That's where the assistant coach was kind of laughing at the baseball clown, saying how funny he thought he was. And just, you know, a lot of action happened on the mound and at home plate. You can see it really good here behind Costner. Those rectangle boxes in the dugout, like I was saying. Granted, it'd be a lot easier if I could get in the field, but this works too. There's also the close-ups of Costner when he's like at the plate. The bat boy comes out, gives him the thing to wipe his bat down. Get a hit, Crush. Of course, he looks at the bat boy and says, "Shut up." So looking at it a little bit closer, there'll be the visitors' dugout over there. So the players' wives would have been above the home dugout. And right where that wheelbarrow is where the little cubby holes for the bats and the batting helmets was. And also where the note was passed along the top of the dugout. Pretty cool. And I'm just gonna kind of go out on a limb because I'm standing under a tree and there's limbs on trees. But I don't think there was a tunnel from this leading over to another building, the Greatest Show on Dirt mural, which I have read some stuff online that people have seen that as in one of the old tobacco factories. But I cannot confirm if it's still there, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get inside the building. In fact, I don't even know exactly what building it is, but I will go by where it is said is rumored to be. Also back then there were a lot more bleachers, kind of expanded down the first and third base line. When Newt gets called off to the big show, it's kind of right next to the lower snack bar on the first base line. His car would have been parked right over there, kind of where that trailer and that lawnmower is. I think it's a lawnmower. Right about there. And then the extended bleachers right in front of that. And the camera would have been pretty much where that road is, looking back at this. I like call it a snack bar, but I think it was a snack bar in the movie. Now it's just a building. I also brought along a little buddy with me. Nuke is right here. Picked this up. I got it in town late last night. Went into the gift shop. Went to the Durham Bulls shop. Even though I'm going to the game tonight, had to stop in, get an appropriate t-shirt, and get myself a little mascot there. Look at that. How cool is that? Right here at the stadium. Oh, I left this little thing on top of his head. That could work. That could be good for posterity. Or maybe with the side there, with the... Still got a couple spots to show down here. Isn't this cool? Look at that. They didn't have Costner's character, Crash. They didn't have his, but they had the Tim Robbins one. Yeah, you're reminiscing a little bit? You're reminiscing about your times on the mound there? Before making to the bigs? You are, aren't you? Yeah. You had a wild arm. Good thing they reeled that in. Good thing they reeled that in. All ready to move on to the next spot? I thought so. All right, you lead the way. Oh wait, you can't. You're trying to go up the fence? No, you can't. You're not. You can't go over there. You can't. You can't go over there, Nuke. You can't. You can't. No, come back down. Come back down. No. You got to come back down. Do you want to come back down? No? You got to come back down though. Are you gonna listen to me? Just pretend I'm Costner. I'm like your Yoda. Come on back down. Climb back down. Climb back down. It's frowned upon. You're not allowed in there. You're not supposed to be in there. You're not supposed to be in there. Come on back down. Climb on back down. Get back down here. Get on back down. Pay no attention to my hands that are holding your torso. Come on back down. All right, you're safe. Let's get going. Now, it said that this is the building that had the locker rooms in it. And I'm kind of looking at it, and when Tim Robbins is with the one girl and he's late for his start, coach comes in and yells at him. Those windows over there kind of look like the windows that are behind them. These kind of look like the same kind of windows. I don't really know for sure. The locker room could be in here. It's an old tobacco plant called the Imperial. Check out this sign here. It says the bullpen on the side of it. I don't know what that relates to. You just see how kind of old school this is. This really cool staircase leading up to the banister entrance there. But if you look at these windows, they are very similar to the type of windows that were in the locker room. So I'm just making an assumption. Confirmed. That is the building. In fact, I went in, talked to the receptionist, and I asked if this was the building, and she said 100% it is, except the company that is running it is really adamant about not letting anyone down to see it. But she said the greatest show on dirt, painting and mural, is still down there in a corporate office, and it does not connect. She confirmed it does not connect with the baseball stadium, which is, you know, a series of blocks that way. Kind of stinks I can't get down in there, but at least it's put out into there that it is still exists. Now this could also be the incline building that Sarandon walked up, but it looks a little bit different. I'm kind of leaning towards it being the other one. Some would say that this was it, but I don't know. This, when you watch it, it didn't have all these windows. I think it was the other building. Man, I really wish I could have got in there and seen that. It's just so classic. Gosh, it could have been down in the basement. Look, there are basement doors down there, or basement windows. I hope someone can come out here one day and can get in there and document it. I think it feels like it needs to be out there. It needs to be shown 100% that it still exists. This old classic building, this old tobacco building they filmed the interiors of, inside of the locker room. Gosh, it might have just been the room I just passed. Yeah, this would be the only other thing that looks like that she walked up the side of the incline. I don't think this is it. This doesn't look as if, yeah, it doesn't look the same. Different type of, you know, protrusions on the brick. It's very difficult to see, but take a look up here. Old-timey. Little ghost sign up there downtown. That is awesome. Tough to see it, but it's there. Love it. That has been up there a while. Fits right in with the theming of this video too. I've wanted to go to a game here for a while. I went to Montgomery Biscuits, which I think is their 2A team last year, and now I'm here for their 3A. The farm team setup is a little bit different than it used to be. It's not like 1A, 2A, 3A anymore. It's called something different. It's kind of confusing, but either way, this is the team where a lot of the players for the Rays go up, come down, up and down. You know, if there's an injury or they need to call someone up, they always call them up from Durham. So I want to know a lot of people on this lineup. In fact, look up here. You got Wander Franco over in the corner and Glasnow right up there. And out front they kind of have like a walk of fame. So check it out over here, the mascot for the Woolly Bulls. Throw it at the bull. Throw it at the mascot. Use a movie reference. Wool-E Bull, the mascot for the Durham Bulls. But they also have an acknowledgement to the DAP, the Durham Athletic Park official home of the Durham Bulls from 1939 to 1994. That's where I just was. This guy's got a "May I help you?" Check out Wool-E Bull here. Throw it at the mascot. Oh, he's got a ring. Is he going out in traffic? I hope not. All right, here's a Hit the Bull bobblehead right here. Take a look. If you get the hit the bull, or hit the bull, win a steak. If you hit the grass, win a salad. Take a look. They have their throwback uniforms on. Oh, Woolly Bulls coming across on a full-on electric car. Kind of making an attempt not to have a couple hot dogs tonight. I'm going with a coffee to help kind of curb that desire. I talked to the people who own this place. They're local to the area, so it's not a nationwide thing. Derby Coffee Roasters. Also, I really like this ballpark. Now, if you hit that bull, you probably don't get a steak, but one of the players hits that bull. It's interesting how that's in left here. In the movie, it was in right field. Oh, it looks like it's two-sided. from here as well. This is looking down the foul pole on the third base line. Great stadium. Really great turnout too. And more movie references. Quote, candlesticks always make a nice gift. They embrace the film here big time, as they should. This is not a bad way to end the day, I gotta be honest. Bought myself a little souvenir. I got myself a cup here. Got some cheer wine in it. And I'm noticing on, where's this have? Has a little reference here, Bull Durham. Bull Durham down there. And one thing that's kind of interesting about farm teams.
Second baseman, number 2, Vimael Machi.
Every one of these players, including the one they just mentioned, playing for the Iron Pigs. That's the opposing team against the Bulls. Just trying to make it to the big show, trying to make it to the show, trying to make it to the MLB. That is the goal of everyone out here. There might be one or two that are content, but they're all trying to get up there. Just like in the film, Bull Durham. When Nuke made it. That was the goal. Costner made it at one point, Crash did, came back to the farm team, just like these guys are. They're all working their way up, or trying to. Also another, Field of Dreams, another great baseball movie. Costner baseball movie. Ray Liotta's character talks about how he just loved the game. He played for food money. A lot of the guys that are playing out here tonight, that's what they're doing. They're just playing for food money. I'm just wandering around a little bit. Look at this little photo op here. Nice. Ooh, looks like he has stolen home. Well, he just crossed the plate. Nice. Nicely done. Just one more out and Durham has won this game. It was 4-3 in the 9th inning with 2 outs. Oh, that's a pop-up. And it would be pretty cool if the farm team won the same day. Oh, they're getting rowdy in here. Farm team won the same day as the Rays won. There it is. It's over. And as the sign states, or as the scoreboard states, that's another Bull City victory. The mascot waving the flag out in the outfield. And on the way back to the parking area, I found this little cut-through area that had something about Bull Durham tobacco, which is pretty interesting. Kind of reading up on that. A lot of tobacco around here. There's a water tower right here above me, way up there. And that's going to do it for today. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog. Thanks for watching. The vlog. It's over.